This podcast is part of Another Happy Studios,
the home of podcasts with passion.
Hello and welcome to Talking Pictures Podcast. I'm not your host David, instead I'm editor David, just jumping in at the very start just to say that we recorded this episode in the middle of summer, so we had a couple of the windows open and some birds just got picked up on the mic. So if you hear birds tweeting or chirping or whatever, nothing to worry about, it's just birds on our end when we recorded the episode. Thanks very much, enjoy the episode. Hello and welcome once again to Talking Pictures Podcast. I'm your host David and joined with me as always my co-host Brian. Brian, how are you today?
Controversial one today.
Controversial. So we're doing something a little bit different. So we're going to be discussing, or debating, whichever you'd like to say. We're going to be discussing the final season of Game of Thrones. Now, I rewatched Game of Thrones in the last couple of months. Okay? And before watching Game of Thrones again, I would have said that the last season of Game of Thrones is bad. And you would have said the last season of Game of Thrones is good. Am I correct in that assumption?
Yeah.
Now, you wanted to do this where we actually sit down and fully debate it, discuss it, see, you know, can we come to some kind of common ground on this? I've rewatched it now since, so I feel like I'm in an advantageous position to talk about it.
Oh, it sounds like someone said that to you just recently, and so you're...
Maybe I'm repeating some words that were said to me, alright. Now, I will still take up the stance that it is bad. You're still going to take up the stance that this is good. And then maybe at the end we can reveal if my opinion has changed, good or bad.
Well, then take it away, David, because you are in the more advantageous position.
Well, you had some questions. You want to just start off with the questions that you had?
Questions?
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, these were like things that, well, like, I don't know, character deaths that I thought were unnecessary to the point where if they survived, it would not have hindered the narrative. It's actually not many.
Go through them. Because there's no structure to this episode. We'll just talk generally. So start off with this.
Even though I can't say what you could have done with him, I still feel like Littlefinger's death was done because they did not know what else to do with him.
Yeah, I agree.
But I can't say what you could have done with him based on the story they were going. Look, things can be different if they extended the episode count. Generate more story, have more things to do for the characters. Then the world's your oyster. You can write whatever you want. But because we have what we have in terms of 7 episodes in season 7 and 6 episodes in season 8, you got to work with what you got. What we got is that Peter Baelish, Littlefinger, was in Winterfell, the end of season 7. We were going straight into the first half of season 8 dealing with the White Walkers, and the second half of season 8 dealing with Cersei and Lannister in King's Landing. What could you do with Peter Baelish? I don't know, but maybe.
But in the context of what did happen, I think it's not a good death, because I just refuse to believe that, like, this master manipulator, the man who started the Game of Thrones, you work your way back, he's the one that started all this, is done in by Sansa and Arya. And although Arya and Sansa are both fully capable characters, I don't think that they would have been. I don't believe that they kind of outsmarted Baelish in this way. Now, you could make the argument that he did himself out of it. He gave Sansa the tools to catch him out.
Yeah.
But for the man who set the Game of Thrones in motion, I just feel as though it was, we don't really have anything to do for him, so we better take him off the board. And I kind of felt the same way about Varys then at a later stage. You know, he just all of a sudden started backing Jon instead of Daenerys, and
I didn't think it was a sudden.
I felt as though it was. I felt like he, like, for a character who has always said, I want what's best for the realm, I want what's best for Westeros.
Yeah.
He then all of a sudden started going for Jon because he had the stronger claim. Now, would Jon have been great for Westeros? Yes, I believe so. I think that he would have been the best ruler for the job. But I don't think that Varys... I just felt really like we need to take him off the board, so we're going to make him switch allegiances straight away. I don't feel as though Daenerys had done anything that warranted all of a sudden for her to lose the trust of Varys.
She warned him he would be killed, burned by dragonfire if he betrayed her.
Yeah. She warned him.
And she did it because he did betray her, in her eyes.
But that I didn't feel like a warning was warranted enough to kill him.
But she gave him advance warning at the start of season 7. This happened at the end of season 8, so I think it was fine. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't have an issue with it.
The manner of which he died was fair enough, yeah, but like I just don't understand. Like, what I'm talking about is the reasoning for why he died.
As in why he betrayed her?
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, I can't remember why he switched sides, and I'm not going to trust your judgment. I feel you're going to come from a biased perspective.
I'll be honest, if there's someone there on your list that I'll agree, that I'll agree with, I won't just argue. I'm not arguing for the sake of arguing. I do genuinely believe these things.
I just can't remember why he changed.
Tyrion told him that.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember Jon Snow talking to him specifically about that. I remember him putting out his little notes out there before he was brought in by Tyrion. But
that's kind of the extent of it. Like, you've not really misremembered anything.
I just for the sake of not having watched it in years, I can't remember why he decided to go for Jon in claiming him to be the rightful ruler. I just can't remember that.
It was because he had the stronger claim.
Okay, I can't add anything to that, and that's just by consequence. I just haven't watched it, unfortunately. But that was a good one. I wasn't actually going to really be talking about Varys at all.
Just for Varys and Peter Baelish, I put them in the same camp of, like, when I think about Game of Thrones and like the kind of whispering in corners and, like, really just people who don't have the power of armies. They're not kings or anything like that. They're the ones that are making the moves that are changing the course of the country. Yeah. Varys, I mean, Baelish, Littlefinger, the one who set up the Game of Thrones and started all this, put this into motion, and Varys, bringing Tyrion to Daenerys, and he's the one who also organized the assassination of Daenerys in the first season, that didn't come to fruition. Both characters, I think, are in the same camp of, even though these other men are making the decisions, these are the guys that are getting shit done. So that's why I put them in the same camp.
I didn't expect to be talking so heavily in depth with these guys, but no, like, I get where you're coming from. I do get where you're coming from. I think I should say this now, and I should say this every time we talk about something we are discussing. The only thing we're going to agree on as of right now is that it was rushed.
Yes, I was going to get to that at the end of your questions.
Okay, but by me saying that now, it means that if they had 3 more episodes in season 7 and 4 more episodes in season 8, more time and space to generate more stories and arcs and narratives, to flesh out the characters, to pace out the story and make it more feel naturally coming to, I think it corrects a lot of decisions that were made in the end.
Yep. I agree. Exactly what you said. I agree on this. I think that both seasons... No, sorry. The last season is a rush job. The previous season, season 7, does have issues, and that being the speed in which characters travel.
Oh, Gendry, run!
No, not even that, but just characters just being in different places. Going from Dorne up to Winterfell and back down to Dragonstone, and characters that in previous seasons took the full season to get from King's Landing to the Eyrie. Or no, it took... How long did it take Arya to get from... What was it? Season 2 to, like, the end of season 3 or 4 to get to the Eyrie. Like, to move through Westeros. And then these characters are doing it scene to scene. Like, there's no time. Now, there's arguments, to be made of, like, oh, these things are happening at the same time or at different time. We're just seeing them. It's like... But when we've kind of got this established thing of
it takes a season to walk over a hill.
Yeah, it takes this long to do it, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam, next episode we're here, bam, next episode we're here. And like, some characters have progressed and other ones are still having the same conversations that they had the day before.
Yeah.
It's like it's rushed in that sense. And then also it needs the extra episodes. But we can get into that a little bit later, because there are some other stuff.
There's actually only one main character that in my mind that did die, that I thought, I like it. I would have rathered him stay on to the bitter end. You could kill him in the end, and then for a good measure, don't. Let him be one of the parties to establish Westeros into peace. And I said main character, but he's actually not. But I love them. The Blackfish.
The Blackfish?
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting you to say the Blackfish at all.
I really like Brendan Tully.
I love how much he hates Edmure. I love how all of the characters hate Edmure. In that last council, where they're going to vote for a king, and Edmure kind of like, oh, fine, like he stands up like almost reluctantly and like tries to pitch himself, and Sansa goes, "Uncle, sit down.
Yeah.
Like, it's not you. You've not been a main character. It's almost like she knows that we know. Like,
But you know what?
sit there.
But you know what? I really appreciate that they brought that character back.
Yeah.
Because I did not like the fact that he was held in a dungeon by the phrase. Mm-hmm. I actually feel very gutted about that. Mm-hmm. Now,
But the Blackfish, strong military mind, strong sense of family.
yeah, Walder Frey and Roose Bolton were talking about the fact that the Blackfish escaped off screen because he just wandered off for a piss. We saw that the entirety of the Red Wedding. We saw who died, and we saw the Hound and Arya escape. No sign of the Blackfish. 3 years later.
Yeah, he's not back till season 7, I believe.
6.
6.
Delighted. I felt like season 6 was the season where it started bringing back characters, and the Blackfish was one of a good few that I needed to see, just to see what I want to know where they are. I don't like open-ended situations like that. First of all, you introduce him where he looks at the flag and the wind, that's the direction it was coming from, and then he points the arrow and shoots it at the boat to send off his brother's death. The funeral fire where you shoot an arrow. Viking funeral, fuck's sake. And he walked away before the arrow landed onto the boat.
Yeah, because he's capable. He knows he's going to hit. He knows he's going to land it.
Is that not a cool character to follow? And then the little conversation he has with Catelyn where it says, everyone calls me the Blackfish because they don't know my real name. I like that. I just like the character. And because you create a narrative that draws you into it more, the fact that he survived a wedding, why him? Why not someone else who could be more of service? And then they had a role for him in season 6. And when Jaime Lannister did come up with that plan to threaten Edmure to surrender the castle, the Blackfish, he had Brienne of Tarth and Podrick escape. And I love the fact that he pulled out his swords. I haven't had a good sword fight in years. Better make a fool of myself. And he just walks up them steps, and I'm like, I'm trying to edge at the corner of the TV.
I want to see.
Can I have a peek?
Yeah, can I go with him? Can I just follow him, please? Yeah.
And I was thinking, what's going to happen next? And I was unexpected of it. I was actually thinking the worst. And the soldier comes up to Jaime Lannister standing over the arch and says, "We found a Blackfish, my lord. Good, bring him to me." Me thinking the world is going to come crumbling down on one of my favourite characters. He died fighting, my lord. And Jaime just couldn't say anything. Like, that was a win for the Blackfish. He wasn't going to give Jaime...
To go out fighting, he does give him the satisfaction.
Yeah, and he does it off screen as well. So, because we don't see it, that allows my imagination go wild to see how that is done. He's a character that went out fighting.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a shame you didn't get to see it.
Yeah, but if he did survive, if he did go with Brienne of Tarth, come serve your niece, Sansa, help her, guide her, be with her, stand by her side. He's a great guidance for his family going forward. And he's another member of the family to say, because they lost so many family members.
Yeah.
How nice it would have been to just see him reunite with the likes of Sansa and Arya, his niece and nephews.
Yeah.
It just would have been nice. And his death served no purpose to the greater narrative. Spent a lot of time on that one, unexpectedly.
Well, I want to kind of go through what I think should have happened.
Okay.
Not what did happen, but what I think should have happened.
Okay, what should have happened?
So, I don't have all the details laid out here now because I'm not a writer. I'm not, not going to claim to be something I'm not.
Yeah.
But having watched the show, I'm gonna take it all from where season 7 left off. I have to play with the toys that are in the box. I'm not gonna retroactively bring Ned Stark back or anything like that, or like, oh yeah, he never died and all this stuff. From where we end season 7, we start that off. I think my real biggest problem with the last season is how many times through the first 7 seasons did we hear the White Walkers are coming. The White Walkers are coming. They're the real threat. We're all just playing children's games here. The real war is coming. The Great War. And to have the White Walkers come the end of episode 2 and the White Walkers are defeated by the end of episode 3. It's so, like, it's shit. It's so bad. It's like you're building up, and then they're dealt with. It's it's just so mishandled. What I think that they really fail to do is, we have two stories. We have the White Walkers and we have Cersei, right? We've these two threats, right? And they should have crescendoed together. We should have dealt with Cersei and the White Walkers together in the same maybe episode or two, okay? What I think should have happened is have the White Walkers break through the wall. They're coming down, okay? And we have all of our main characters still in Winterfell, but the women and the children who'd go down to the crypt, okay? They're not. We're sending them south. They're just on the move, okay? And we have still our army, we still have our main characters, all that. They do fight. And we fight within the Winterfell battle, okay? Maybe a portion of the army goes with them. Maybe the Dothraki go there, because the Dothraki all just being slain within that, like, first 2 minutes. I'm like, okay, brilliant. So we've been with the Dothraki for 7 seasons and now, bam, they're gone. It just felt like, oh, why did we bother with bringing them at all? Do you know, if they're just fodder? They're just, you know, red shirts.
But don't deny the visual. Come on now.
Yeah, no, and the visual of it is good. The other thing is, though, right, I watched this show, okay? I watched this episode knowing full well this is a dark episode. And by dark, I mean visually, it's difficult to see. And that's what a lot of people have complained about. So, when I watched it, I specifically watched it at 10 o'clock at night in complete darkness and just looking at the TV. No phones available in the room, anything like that. I still struggled to see the show.
I think there's I've seen a better visual version after.
Someone may have brightened it, all right,
Yeah.
but like, it's just, you cannot see what's going on sometimes, and that's fully down to the production.
I'm talking about the visual cue that the entire army of the Dothraki charged, and all their sticks made of fire, and they go into the darkness, and we ever so briefly see what they encountered because they cut away, and from the perspective of everyone else who remained back, and you just hear the howls of the Dothraki and the screams of them as they're in the darkness, and all you see is the lights from their fire and their flames. And for a lingering still shot, the fire goes out, and it all disappears into darkness, and everyone's going left and right. It's a real maniac struggle. Everyone's going back and forth with the flames because they're fighting or they're dying, and it just goes out into complete darkness.
It's a scary
It's a good
visual.
It's a good horror effect to
Yeah.
see an army like the Dothraki to go out like that.
Yeah, but, and I'll play devil's advocate here, right? Absolutely, it's a good visual if you could see it, but also,
Just cut out the fact that you can't see it.
But also, none of our very few of our main characters actually die, and also the White Walkers are finished in that episode.
Okay, well, I'm not talking about how they dealt with the White Walkers in making it a finale in that episode. Like the fact that they concluded.
No, I'm agreeing with you that the moment is a scary moment.
Yeah.
But it's a scary moment, but that threat is dealt with at the end of the episode.
Well,
Like,
no.
I think that
I know.
if in my version of it, you can
Yeah.
keep that. That's
Yeah.
fine, okay? In my version of it, I want there to be a battle.
Those who died did die.
Those who died, some of them, I'm hemming and hawing about. Some characters I would.
I know off the top of my head right now. Lyanna Mormont. Does she die in this hypothetical battle you're thinking of?
Yeah, she does. She does.
Dreek, Greyjoy, Theon.
Theon's the person who I think. I still haven't decided.
We'll
if I
come
want
back to him.
Yeah.
Jorah Mormont. Does he die in
He
that
dies.
battle? He
He
dies
dies.
in that battle.
Yeah, he
Okay.
stays dead.
Does the Night's Watch guy Edison?
Ed stays.
He's another guy whose death was nearly irrelevant. Like, why'd you bother kill him?
Yeah.
We needed someone from the old crew to not die.
The fact that he saves Sam.
Yeah.
And then just dies.
Stands there for a few seconds
Yeah,
as well.
it-
You're in the middle of a battle, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
And Beric Dondarrion, he had to go. He had to
Beric
die.
Dondarrion had to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what his life was leading towards.
Melisandre?
Melisandre.
She had to. That was going to be she had to go in that episode.
She didn't. Why did she have to?
Because
she said she had to.
well, she didn't do it. Davos was going to kill her.
Yeah, and I would have actually preferred that.
Would you?
Yeah.
But then, yes, she had to because
But she came back to set them all the.
she came back to do some good before she.
But what was the good? The good was to set all the swords on fire and then remind Arya that she'll close blue eyes. And beyond that, she doesn't really do anything. And then the battle is won, and then she goes off to die. And it's like, You didn't sustain any injury. You're just dying because we needed another character death. I wouldn't have had her die. I've keep her alive for the moment. Maybe Davos kills her later. Maybe Davos forgives her. We'll do something with her.
I see what you mean, where however this episode ends with whoever dies, it does end with Winterfell being swarmed by the White Walkers.
Winterfell to fall. And what I think I would love is I want Theon to distract the Night King, because Bran has never been there. Bran was never in the Godswood at all. He was tricking the Night King. He was maybe projecting visions of the Night King, of him in the Godswood to your man. I think that the majority of main characters should have escaped. I want Winterfell to fall. I want the White Walkers to follow. I want the army of the dead to go through Westeros. Okay? I want the Great War to encompass the whole country. You know, as you know, episodes go on, it's like a constant, not like a rush or anything like that, but like these characters are constantly moving south. You know, in a southerly direction. The conversations of like what happens when we get to King's Landing, like we have to hope that Cersei will honor, there'll be some good in her that she'll let us through the gates, because we need to have like the walls of King's Landing. We need to put up a final front.
Yeah.
You know, I want there to be some time jumps. Okay, you can have time jumps, but I didn't want to just like, oh yeah, next episode we're down as far as here, and the next episode we're down as far as here. You can do those, but we need to have maybe a month or two time jump. In that time jump, okay, Dany's pregnant with Jon's baby, okay?
Ew!
Congratulations, you did it, okay? These are all just broad strokes as well, right?
No.
So I
like what you're doing here.
Mm-hmm. So we're moving down towards King's Landing. We get to King's Landing, okay? Cersei, no, I'm not opening the gates. I'm not. That's her betrayal. That's her big betrayal. And so we like.
Is Jaime with?
Jaime is still with Jon, and like with the main characters.
Yeah.
So now we have this threat of the White Walkers coming from the north.
Yeah.
And we have our backs pinned against King Landing, where another army, the Golden Company, is there waiting for us. What do we do? So in that, then I want the Great War. This is it. This is, as we've moved down through the country, the armies have come together. It no longer matters who your bannermen are, what house you fight for. They all have to come together, because they're coming. This is what happened to Winterfell. You know, there are ravens being sent out and reports of all these castles that have fallen along the way, and no one can now deny that something is coming. Maybe people will deny that it's White Walkers or whatever, but you have this massive army down south, and it's all just like these people, and still Cersei is like, no, I'm not letting them in, you know, because she vehemently hates Tyrion, and she vehemently hates Jaime because of his betrayal to her, and the hatred she has towards Daenerys as well. Then we get the Great War, the biggest battle that is set, in my version, during the daytime. Okay, you can see everything. I want the big battle to happen. In that battle, Daenerys flies on Drogon, and she goes and speaks to Cersei. Okay? She convinces Cersei to open the gates and lets our army through. Okay? She says thank you, whatever, you know, and we'll as soon as this war is over, we're back to being enemies, right? That's what Cersei says. So all of our people come in through the walls mid-battle, let's say, you know, so they can retreat behind the walls.
Yeah.
So the fight is going on
instantaneously. As soon as they enter the city, with few casualties of our heroes being taken away, like just red shirts, and as they were closing the doors, the White Walkers are still outside immediately. So
I want a majority of people inside.
Yeah.
And I want some people outside. Okay.
Why didn't they go inside?
Maybe just some people stayed fighting. Okay.
Yeah. So what you're saying is, as this is happening, as this battle is about to initiate, it's already initiating. It's already started.
Oh, it's already starting, and
because the White Walkers are literally just outside. They arrive. They arrive.
Don't forget, as the White Walkers move down through the country, everyone they kill, they're adding to the army.
Yeah.
You know, there's 1 million people in this army. You know, crazy number. So, what I want to happen, okay? I think this is really good. I think this, okay, And I'm trying to keep as much of the original version as possible. What I want to happen is, the other dragon didn't die in my version.
Viserion.
Viserion didn't die, okay? As the battle is happening, as Daenerys' forces are retreating behind the wall, Cersei turns on them. She gives her, command to the Golden Company, and the Golden Company are killing people as they come in. Mm-hmm. And as well, while Jon is riding Viserys, it gets shot down with the big spike thing. The things that they were shooting at them.
The arrows.
The arrows, yeah. The thing that did kill Viserys, right? But now it's killed at the city while Jon is riding it. So then, so Daenerys sees that. She knows she's just been betrayed by Cersei. She has this whole army of White Walkers coming. Or the battle is commencing. She sees the Golden Company are attacking her people, all these people that have come with her, and there's Cersei, happy as Larry up on top. That's when she snaps. Also, because of the fact that Jon, her baby daddy, the love of, possibly the love of her life, her future king, was on Viserys, gone down. She doesn't know if he's dead or not. Mm-hmm. She's, as far as she's concerned, he's dead with her dragon. That's when she snaps. That's when she's going, and maybe it shouldn't happen right there, but she's fighting the White Walkers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
she's breathing down fire on the Golden Company, but she's just breathing fire on the city because she's being attacked from all sides. She doesn't know who is who's an enemy, who's an ally. It's all just crazy. Who I think should kill the Night King is Jaime Lannister. I think Jaime Lannister, the Kingslayer, should have had a full redemption in killing the Night King. I because of the fact that they initially didn't have Jon Snow kill the Night King, because one of them was like, it just felt wrong to have him kill the Night King. And when I read that, or when I saw him say that, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it literally been like Jon Snow versus the Night King the entire time. They felt like adversaries, the fact that they in their mind had, it just felt wrong to have Jon do it. I think it should have been Jaime. Jaime is the Night King. I think that
Kingslayer. Jaime is the Kingslayer.
Oh yeah, sorry, Jaime is the Kingslayer. He killed Aerys Targaryen and kind of plunged the world into this state of unknowing, with Robert's, the culmination of Robert's rebellion, and then the War of the Five Kings, like, peace for a couple of years and stuff. Like, realistically, it was like, 15 years? How old was... Well, Jon was 16, roughly. So, like, they had, like, peace for 16 years, and now the Battle of the Five Armies and the Great War and all this. I think that Jaime should be the one to kill the Night King.
I'm sure you have visuals in your head on how that battle and fight went down, because he's only got one hand.
Yeah, and I think it would be just a real great redemption for Jaime, There's one thing that Jaime did throughout the show. He starts off a piece of shit, and he comes back around, you start to like him, and then he does something else that's worse again. You fuck, why? And then he comes back around again, you still like him. I really wish, if I could go back in time, I would change that. Mm-hmm. And that's when he raped Cersei, at the foot of Joffrey's dead body. It was like, I fucking hate that.
Was it
so
Joffrey's
much.
or Tywin's?
It's Joffrey.
Was it?
Yeah.
Alright.
So that really bothered me. But had that have not happened, and because I said I have to do it from where season 7 starts, so I want to have the full redemption of Jaime in him killing the Night King. Now, Jaime could also die in that battle. Maybe the Night King kills him, and I haven't worked it out fully. Maybe the Night King underestimates him because he does have the one hand.
Yeah.
He used to be the greatest swordsman in the world, whatever, and he underestimates him, and he just does have the dagger, and bam, he's killed.
Jaime has a Valyrian steel sword.
He does, yeah. Maybe Jaime sustains he's stabbed by by the Night King. Your man, the Night King, that guy. And then he pulls out a dagger or whatever and he kills him. You know? I think that would be a real great resolution.
I would have loved to have seen Jaime actually fight a pivotal character one-on-one now that you've pitched that to me. Because he is one of the greatest swordsmen in Westeros.
Mm-hmm. It's a shame we didn't get to see more of him being that great. Then the final episode, we find out in the final episode that Jon didn't die. The dragon died, but Jon is alive. No, sorry, okay, so we find that out as an audience in the battle, so it's not like it's is he dead or not. Daenerys finds out that he's alive, but she has gone crazy. Not gone crazy, but she has killed innocent people and all this stuff. Cersei is still alive. She didn't get killed by rocks. So
Come on now.
what?
That's an insult now.
She did die by rocks.
Stop.
I'm
I'm gonna come in hard with that.
Then what I want to happen is I want for you can kind of nearly play out most of the rest of the finale the same.
So can I throw some things to you and you can say yay or nay? Clegane Bowl.
Clegane Bowl, yeah, probably still would have happened, not in the same way that it did,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe on the battlefield.
More frantic than more planned.
Maybe he's one of the people that's killing innocent people, and then that's when Sandor, the Hound, comes in. And
What about Missandei's death?
Missandei does serve the purpose in the original show of being one of the catalysts for why Daenerys snapped, but no, I would have kept her alive.
What about Bronn's role in all of this? From Winterfell falling in your pitch to the Great War at King's Landing in your pitch.
I don't have like as I said, right, there a lot of these are broad strokes, so I don't have anything for Bronn.
Throw me what
But then again, what did Bronn do? Bronn came along, threatened the guys, and then left, and then ended up as Master of War.
Coin,
Was it coin?
I think.
I think it was war, but I can't be
Or
100% sure.
ships.
He was a master of something. I think that he very much didn't have very much to do and came out very on top. But right, the show is coming to its end. Mm-hmm. I think that Jon should confront Daenerys in the throne room.
Where's Cersei at this point?
Cersei is imprisoned.
In prison?
Yeah, I haven't decided really what I want to do to Cersei. I haven't decided. I did initially kind of think, and I wanted to have two parallels, but I can talk about it in a minute. But I want Daenerys and Jon to have this conversation. You can kind of have it the same way, and then as they go in for their kiss and they pull away, it's Jon that falls, and Daenerys has killed Jon Snow, and the show ends in. I wanted to kind of end on a little bit of a. Not a sour note, but well, the show ended on a sour note. But in my version,
No, it didn't.
An unsure note of what way is she going to be as the queen, and she's there, and maybe we can do a little bit of a flash forward where I just want it to be known like that you know she's pregnant and she has a boy, and he'll be the next king, and that's kind of Daenerys and Jon on the Iron Throne together, and that'll be their baby. I did initially have the thought of I want Jaime to kill Cersei and Daenerys to kill Jon, and those two things happen in the same episode, but I don't think I could give Jaime killing Cersei and him killing the Night King. I think that's too much on his...
So does he survive in your pitch?
Yeah.
He does?
Jaime does, yeah.
What about Cersei?
No, Jaime can survive, but I think I'd prefer him to die fighting the Night King.
Okay.
Cersei, don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what I could do with her. Imprison her for the rest of her life?
What about Bran, Sansa, and Arya if they learn that Jon was killed by Daenerys?
What can they do? I think Sansa would still secede. I think that...
You do know we're supposed to root for the Starks, right?
Yeah, I know. I think that Sansa... They would go back to Winterfell, rebuild, and Sansa would still secede, like the North is its own independent country. And if you want it, you can come and get it. You can come and take it from us. She would fight for that aspect of it.
What about Tyrion? What's his role in this?
Tyrion's hand of the queen.
Okay.
Varys would still be there. Varys wouldn't have died.
Okay.
The two of them maybe giving each other a few unsure looks in the throne room of what's going to happen. We don't know. We're unsure of what kind of a queen she'll be, because we've seen her be, Misa. We've seen her be the Khaleesi.
Yeah.
And now here she is, for all intents and purposes, the Mad Queen. We don't know.
Anything else you want to add to your pitch?
That's all I have so far. If HBO want me to redo it, redo the season, I can do it. Just give me a couple $1 million and I'll do it, no problem. But that's how I would like to see the show go, based on keeping as much as possible from the original show.
I have notes.
Yeah, go for it.
First of all, I'm actually surprised how much depth you went into this. I'm actually delighted. I'm delighted you did this.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting this at all.
And I even felt like I didn't even go into that much depth. I felt like I was just scratching the surface.
Man, you should do this more often. I wholeheartedly disagree to my core about that final ending in your pitch.
What, that Daenerys kills Jon?
Yeah.
Okay, why?
I don't like it.
Yeah, well, do you like that Jon killed Daenerys?
I think like is a strong word. Because why would I like seeing someone like that die?
Yeah, no, they're two characters that you like, both of them.
Yeah, so
I just think that if,
like is a strong word, but for the purpose and sake of not knowing how best to describe it, without fluttering and mumbling my words, yes, I like the fact that Jon killed Daenerys.
see, I think that in my version, her killing him, like she does fear him, and maybe she knows, oh, he is the better ruler than me, and in my version, he was also there to kill her.
Yeah,
They were both gonna. She just got it. She just did it first.
yeah. The scene could have been played out better. I think for the sake of the fans' mental health, she should have sat on the throne.
In my version, the Iron Throne stays.
But there was only one way to end the arc of Daenerys Targaryen. Because she was always destined to become mad.
No, I disagree.
They were teasing it.
I don't think so.
They were teasing it.
When?
They were teasing it just last season when she burned Sam's father and son, when it was very much unnecessary, under begging pleas from Tyrion. And
I don't think that was madness at all. I think that was her with a force of strength, showing strength.
No, I think that was her
You
sinking
can't,
her.
like, what's the point in having a dragon and saying, like, you need to do these things, and if people don't do it, it's like, all right, to the dungeons.
She was
with you.
all. I feel like we're fighting now all of a
No,
sudden.
no, no. I just think that the layers of, what people say, like, oh, she went mad, like they were layering it throughout. I just don't believe that. I never saw that.
I never saw any other way they could have ended her.
No, I think she was destined for the throne.
Yeah, but she was also destined to die. There was no way it was going to end any other way.
I just gave you a good way.
No, what you gave me was a better alternative to pace out the flow, which I agree. I'm not going to give you the satisfaction just yet. I'm going to stay on this fact here with Daenerys Targaryen. Every piece of shit in history who thinks they're doing good while causing mass genocide think they're doing it for the greater good. Everyone has their own beliefs, philosophy. And Daenerys is no different. Just because she did all these torturous acts to those who she deemed bad, they were not bad to everyone else's eyes. The Last of Us, anyone? Tyrion said it himself. Maybe the dialogue could have been better, but she staked people to crosses. She burned men alive. She did all these atrocities, and she was praised for it. And so she saw all these foils obstructing her ultimate goal, and she viewed King's Landing as against her. She snapped, so a little bit of unhingedness has to go to it. Your pitch complemented it with her other dragon dying in the heat of battle with the ever coming Night King's army, and her not knowing that Jon Snow is dead, and she's pregnant with her baby, and she's no Jorah Mormont left to her side. So no, as someone who has not watched the show recently, I cannot attest in depth why I am adamant that this was the course that had to run. She had to go into this direction. She had to become the Mad Queen. That's what... It makes sense that she burns down King's Landing. That's how it had to go down.
Well, I don't deny that that should have happened. I just think that in the version I've given you, she's in exactly that. She's in a high pressure situation.
So you've complimented it.
No, but I don't think that the what is there is sufficient enough to say, oh yeah, no, they breadcrumbed it, or they gave hints throughout.
What is there as in... Well, yeah. Which is why I agree with you have pitched complements what I think what was right. But it was done poorly because it was poorly paced. And with improvement and alternative narratives with the battles and the flow, it's complementing what I thought was right twofold.
I think it's the fact that you can say, oh yeah, no, they foreshadowed it and they gave these hints throughout that she would snap.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can sit here and go, no, they didn't. Those weren't sufficient. They didn't. The character's ultimate snapping felt to me just all of a sudden, and it was unearned, unjustified. At least in the version I've pitched you there, it's the kind of heat of battle. She has to make this decision. She has to do something. Whereas in the actual show, King's Landing surrendered. The bells were ringing.
Yeah.
And they had surrendered, and she had won. She was the queen. for all intents and purposes. All she had to do was go up to that building and sit in the throne. And
I think there was enough things going her way that would make her do the burning of the city, such as Varys betraying her, Miss Sandy declaring Dracarys before she had her
but
head
the fact
decapitated.
that it's the fact that we can't agree whether that there was stuff there or that there wasn't. That's bad. Like, it should be one way or the other.
Oh yeah, it should
we
be.
should be on
It
the
should.
side
It
of,
should be more clear. It should
Yeah.
be more direct, but it's not. But I'm
and I'm not saying either of our opinions in this are right or that either of our opinions are
That's
wrong.
just how we perceive
but,
art.
But for a show like that where it's a very big consequential thing, we should agree that either it was there or wasn't there. It should be obvious that, oh yeah, these things were there. Whether you agree with those things is one thing.
Yeah.
Whether you disagree with them is another. But the fact that we are, disagreeing on the fact that were they there at all or did these things justify it, then
No,
that's a problem.
Look, I didn't actively thought to myself,
oh, she's gonna snap until she did.
in the final season of
Yeah.
the show. It's not like I was thinking of that in the back of my mind, but the way Game of Thrones is with all these. So we have all the stories. We've like 10 things going on in Westeros, and we've got one thing going on across the narrow sea. Jinx touch wood. So she's perceived as a savior, coming to save everyone. That's why she had to snap and become the monster she's perceived to be. It could have been done better to make sense. Of course, even maybe adding more episodes to the final season is not enough. But I'm content with what happened. But I really disagree that she kills Jon because I am a Stark.
Yeah.
And I am not. I will not have Daenerys pull something like that and have the attitude, you want to do something about it? Come do something about it. Fuck that. I will not have
No,
this.
sorry. When I said that, it was Sansa saying that to her.
I will not have the Starks look at yet another villain who's done so wrong to them, took another member of their family. Jon Snow was the only man left in their family. And she took them as well. No. Too depressing.
See,
No,
I tried to keep it in the line of that one of them does die.
But,
in that scene.
but everyone who dies in the show, it's either justified, necessary, or they are killed, and their killer is killed. And no.
See, in my version, having her kill him
Yeah.
is reinforcing the madness. That it wasn't just a one-time
But
thing.
I
Maybe this is her now.
But I don't want her to get away with that and live the life. No.
Sometimes people get away with things in real life, even.
No,
You know?
I can't have that. In fact, I rather the tragedy that after 8 seasons, 9 years, she's gone on this excessive journey to get the one thing she believes she deserves, that she's owed, that she's entitled to, that she actually never had the right to the throne in the first place. And she was so close. I feel so fucking gutted about what she was thinking after Jon Snow stabbed her and killed her. What were her final thoughts? She was so close. What she could have done wrong. How it's all come to this. A few seconds left to reflect on the betrayal, and then she's dead. The tragedy of that, I feel so actually sad thinking about that. And I'd rather that. I'd rather sadness than rage. I can't have you. What you've pitched in terms of Winterfell fallen and the battle pursued to King's Landing, yes, let it all go out frantically. Very messy, very. You can't even have time to think where is so and so character until they are on screen because there's so much going on. Like, you might be looking forward to the Clegane Bowl, but you're not thinking about that in the screen time until it comes up because there's so much going on so fast. But the way the show ended, I am content with that, and I'm happy the way it ended. Things could have been done differently, and that's what I stand by, and that's what I can agree with you. And Jaime killing the Night King, yeah. Cersei had to die though. And the way that it really went down, that Jaime lured Cersei to her death, the fact that, no, it's simple to say, oh yeah, she dies by rocks. that's just coming from a biased perspective that you just didn't like that fate of her. Whereas, no, the way it was done, that Jaime tried to get her out, and Jaime held her and caressed her as the building above them, that they're in the basement. She's sniggering and crying, and the two of them on one side of the frame while the entire hallway starts to collapse on both of them. Like, you're staring at me. You just don't fucking like this at all. I feel like
I don't like that death. No, I think that it's not good.
But I do like it.
It's just so boring for that character.
I disagree.
Okay,
And then and then we're furthermore with when Tyrion finds them. You just don't like that either.
When Tyrion finds them, there's loads of space to their left where he walked in. Like, I just feel like he shouldn't have found them. You know, maybe their bodies were broken up. It's just like that's like a whole set design kind of thing.
Okay.
Like, I understand, yeah, like the emotion of the scene of his two siblings being gone and he's the only one left of his house. Yeah, that's an emotional scene. But it's just like the whole manner in which they die is stupid.
I also like... Oh, it's not stupid. I don't think it's stupid. Nah. No, it's not stupid. It's not stupid.
Okay.
And when Tyrion rocks up to Daenerys, and she has the fucking gall to say, "You released your brother. I released my brother, and you slaughtered the city." He was ready to die. He just took the hand off and threw it down the steps. He's guilty of making a few poor decisions in his own right, and whether you disagree with those or not, like, just further emphasizes the strength of that character. You're always going to root for Tyrion no matter what.
Yeah. Tyrion for me is the main character of the show.
He is. He absolutely 100% is. Even though this feels like from season 6 to 8 it pivots to Jon Snow.
He does definitely pivot. Yeah, you're right.
But like the way it goes, it's 1, it's Ned Stark. 2, 3, 4, it's Tyrion Lannister. 2, 3, 4, 5, is it? Or
no, 2, 3, 4.
and
Tyrion.
5, 6, 7, 8 is Jon Snow.
Yeah,
right?
I think so. I think we can agree on one thing though.
What can we agree on?
If I had to keep the whole show exactly the same, I would change the fact that Bran becomes the fucking king of Westeros. How fucking stupid was that? Like, I really do. Like, the fact that Tyrion's like, and who has the better story than Bran the Broken? And I'm like, what do you mean the best story? And it's Bran. I hated Bran ever since he became the Night King. I hated him as a character. He just became this wooden plank of...
Three-Eyed Raven.
What did I say?
Night King.
Well, as soon as he became... It would have been better if he had been the Night King. Here's another thing that I would have had. I would have had Bran go back in time and warg into the Mad King and say, burn them all. And he's talking about the White Walkers, but maybe as well it was... Well, yeah, sorry, I completely forgot about this. In my pitch, it's Jaime that takes Bran out of the Knights... the Goswood, and when Jaime touches Bran, he's transported back to the day he killed the Mad King.
Yeah,
and he's saying kill them all or burn them all. Maybe Bran had warged into the dragon when he was.
Oh yeah,
in the battle.
like another Hodor situation,
and do that and have him say burn them all, and that's what sent the Mad King mad. I think that would have been a really great to like tie everything right around.
Yeah.
But okay, ever since Bran became the Three-Eyed Raven, wooden plank. Wet blanket is just like you've no personality whatsoever. He was no longer Bran. He was just this oh, I'm the Three-Eyed Raven now. I don't care. I am him. And then all of a sudden it's like, you know, I can't be the Lord of anything. I'm the Three-Eyed Raven. I used to be Brandon Stark. And then Tyrion comes along and he's like, who has a better story than Bran the Broken? Why do you think I came all this way? And it's like, oh yeah, you obviously knew that you were going to be the king. Like, Bran's powers are ill-defined as well. Like, can he see the future? And if so, why isn't he telling anyone what's to come? Why isn't he using any of these battle plans? I really do think that, and they joked about it as well. Like, Sam gets up and he's like, well, why don't we like? And he basically pitches democracy. They should have just gone with the democracy. Have one representative from each kingdom. There's 7 kingdoms. Have 7 representatives, and those people be in charge of the country. You know, they're the small council. They do these things. I really do think that Bran is the stupidest choice. You?
I mean,
oh my goodness gracious me.
he's not the best character, but Jesus Christ,
And I really like Bran all the way up to when he becomes the Three-Eyed
But he's not the worst. Okay, so they made the decision to go into that direction. Who's at fault? The Benioff and Weiss or Martin?
Benioff and Weiss. I mean, the guys, like, I mean, you know, with all respect, like they did have to go and make seasons of shows that initially were based on books and then were based on nothing. You know, they had rough outlines.
Well,
and
I was
stuff like
told that I heard that Martin informed them of the direction.
of certain things,
Okay.
not everything.
Okay. Well, whose fault then?
Benioff and Weiss.
Okay.
They made the decision to put Bran on the throne.
Okay. Well, you just gave me ammunition when you said it's not clear that Bran can see the future. Mm-hmm. Good. Because he can't. So he did not know.
So why did he say, "I've come all this? Why do you think I came this way?"
How long does it take to get from Winterfell to
Apparently,
King's Landing?
apparently 20 minutes.
You see, you're just shitting on it something because you're coming from a bias of hate.
No, I think it's a bad like.
but
Why did he go down there? He said, "Oh yeah, why do you think I came down here?"
Yeah,
to become king.
because that's what had to be done. He had to become king to put to bed this entire situation. You're
How did he know that? How did he know that?
From the time he leaves Winterfell to go to King's Landing.
Well, he just came up with it himself.
No. Why did I come all this way? He was summoned to go to King's Landing with everyone else who was present.
No, he like what they say right there.
Yeah.
You know what? Like when Tyrion's like, what do you say? Like, will you become king? And he's like,
Yeah.
yeah. Why do you think I came all this way? As if he knew. Like, yeah, I came here to become king. I knew I was going to become king. That's why I came.
I never took it that
I took it very, very literally that
No.
that he's pitching. So what do you say? Will you become king? And he goes, yeah, that's why I'm here. You know.
I not trying to piss you off or get you going.
No, you're not pissing me off.
I'm just stating how I feel from the moment I watched the episode all the way back in 2019. I never felt angry with that a lot. I wouldn't have picked it myself.
No, really?
I thought, stop it now. Come on.
I'm just agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. Neither am I.
The whole world hates it. You don't need to
Yeah.
kick a dead horse. You don't need. I'm here trying to defend it. Okay. All right. You're strength in numbers here. I'm in the minority.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Stop gloating.
I'm not gloating.
You are gloating.
At the end of the day, you like the show.
I
You
do.
like the finale. I don't. Although I'm in the majority, you're better off because you have a piece of media that you enjoy.
I know my memory of growing up with Game of Thrones is not stained. So
Yeah,
I,
see, that's the thing. I think that it's staying in a lot of people's memory because, like, I know, you know, House of the Dragon has come back
Yeah.
around and it's really turned around on people of
Yeah.
of liking the show again. But that, like, Game of Thrones really, it was the biggest show in the world. It was really high, like a big talking point in the cultural zeitgeist. As soon as it ended, no one talks about it. They only talk about that final season.
it still won all the Emmys.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Season 8 specifically won all the Emmys.
it's incredible, like that a show can that a final season can be that divisive. I'm not going to say that bad or anything, but that divisive for people that it just like no one talks about it. Even going back and rewatch the whole show, not just the final season, but like I was like, this is really good. I'm really enjoying the first couple of seasons, and it's like, oh, you kind of do have it sometimes in the back of your head, like, oh, what does this lead to? Oh yeah, okay, this
Yeah.
character, where does this end for this character? And it does put a little bit of a bad taste in your mouth, knowing where the road ends up.
Yeah.
You still enjoy the journey.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm happy with the way Daenerys end. I'm content with that. I would have chose differently with Bran because, like, even with the conclusion of Jaime coming face to face with Bran again, it's not Bran anymore.
Yeah.
So it nearly doesn't matter. But I'm going to take what we're given. Because Bran, as the three-eyed raven, he's looking down at Jaime. Because he's not beneath him anymore. I would have liked to have seen the Bran as we knew him.
Yeah, I agree.
Face Jaime, confront him. Yeah, you pushed me down a window. I could have you killed right now. But the Bran as the three-eyed raven is above that. And so we just took what we got. So if anything, the confrontation with Jaime being there is more for him as a character. Because of the journey he's been on. Becoming more remorseful. Like, what's going through his head when he's trying to defend himself when he came alone? And then Bran chose a few lines in there, the things we do for love, and Jaime looks over and he remembers, that's exactly what I said to you when I pushed you out the window. Like, none of that is for Bran as a character. He's gone. That happened a few seasons ago.
Yeah.
This is for Jaime. We gotta take what we're given. And this is before the final episode. I thought Gendry could have been king. I thought that's where they could have gone because as of Robert Baratheon, Gendry was next in line. Maybe a democracy could have been good. I think a lot of things could have been improved upon and changed. But I like you said, I'm also not a writer, and I am not going to start pitching things here and there. Because I most especially because I'm coming from a place where I did enjoy it and I did like it. But good pitch on having Winterfell be overcome by the entire...
I just think that both storylines should have crescendoed.
Look,
The fact that one half of the season is the White Walkers and the second half of the season is Cersei.
Yeah.
Have it all come together.
And especially when the first opening scene starts with the White Walkers as a threat. I never saw them as a second last thing to deal with. I always felt like this is a graduation over the course of 9 years, 8 seasons, and if the show gets cancelled, that's a real cliffhanger right there. Now, you say that they just killed the Night King very quickly and easily. I felt mentally prepared for that. Unfortunately, but I was prepared as soon as someone killed a White Walker leader and every other White Walker in his vicinity died. And that was in episode 6 of season 7.
Yeah, it was when they ventured beyond the wall.
And so that episode ended with, right, I guess now they do have a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Because as soon as, I think it was Beric Dondarrion, not unless we killed him. Oh, so the hold the door episode of how easily you can be defeated by White Walkers, and the Hardhome episode in season 5, how vicious and aggressive an army of White Walkers can be. I'm watching those episodes way back yonder, and I'm thinking, how the fuck are they gonna come out in this and that? They're not gonna win. When I watched Hardhome, I watched that episode thinking, yeah, Jon Snow, you're not going to kill them all, but you're going to kill as many as you can. There is no hope for our heroes, for the living characters in Game of Thrones by that point. Jon Snow died in the end of the season, with us as fans knowing, well, they're all going to be dead anyway, because there's no way they're going to fucking defeat the White Walkers. There's no defeating them. You can't. It's too many. It's too hard. It's too aggressive.
So they had to give them that weakness that...
Kill the king and then they all die.
Yeah.
They set that up. They gave this the tease, the suggestion that that's what they're going to do. And so, okay then. And then we waited from 2017 to 2019 to see that come through. So then, hope was given for our characters. So I guess that's why I didn't question, what? Already? It's over? Just in one episode? Like, it was a good episode for a battle, for an episode-long battle. But, yeah, okay, it's dark. Yeah, okay, some things could have been different, but I wasn't questioning the length of their presence in the climactic battle. And I just admitted, I like your pitch, how they had to flee Winterfell because they never stood a chance, and how the battle would consume the rest of the north and venture into King's Landing. I like your pitch.
Thanks, man. Have you got any money? Because I'll make it.
No, because you're just going to make Daenerys kill Jon Snow.
Maybe.
And I just, no, you're not going to do
that episode.
I'm trying to, yeah, like, that's my pitch. Like, I'm content with what they did with Daenerys Targaryen. I'm sorry that families named their kids after her.
No, that's so funny. So many little Khaleesi's running around.
Yeah.
Do you want to end on a positive note? I have a list of characters who I would have loved to see interact throughout the series.
Yeah, I've got something like that. But on top of your pitch, there is something that I thought would have been interesting to see, is to actually have something for Bronn to do. Yeah,
Bronn did kind of get a little bit sidelined there at the end.
He literally had 3 scenes.
Yeah, like I said, he came in, he interacted with
Tyrion and Jaime.
No, what's the maester's name?
Oh, Qyburn. Yeah,
he got the message from Cersei.
Yeah,
because Jerome Flynn and Lena Headey used to be in a relationship and they hate each other, so they don't have any scenes together.
No.
So he has that scene. He has then he goes and intimidates both Tyrion and Jaime, and then he's in the final scene.
I felt, oh shit, Bronn's not taking any shit anymore. Like, what did you make of that?
I just felt a bit like, whatever. Like, I know Bronn's not going to kill. I just felt like I knew that Bronn wasn't going to kill Jaime or Tyrion. You know, so it was whatever.
It did feel like he went from his best friend to, like,
hating him.
Yeah,
for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
Here's another thing I'd add on.
What?
I would have Sansa marry Podrick Payne. because I think that not Cersei, Sansa has gone through a lot of hardship through her life. She being married to Tyrion and then sold off to Ramsay Bolton, and two terrible marriages from her perspective. So I think that she needs just a nice guy, someone that's going to treat her well. I think that would be Pod. Now I know what you're thinking. Maybe not you, Brian, but the people at home. It's like, oh, Sansa doesn't need to marry anyone. It's like, I agree. Sansa is a strong, independent woman, but okay, don't forget this is like medieval times where everyone gets married and no one doesn't get married. She's the air quotes Queen of the North.
Yeah.
She's gonna eventually need to have an heir, and she will marry someone. So I think that should be Pod, just someone I know will treat her well, treat her nicely.
I've always did thought that
And he's got a massive dick.
Podrick-
He knows how to use it.
Podrick Payne and Gendry looked a little bit similar to each other.
Yeah, kinda.
So Arya and Sansa.
yeah. I think
know-
Arya should have been the one to stay single. Like, as in, I just never felt
Well,
like
she did.
was.
She did stay single,
Yeah, but like she slept with Gendry and.
but
like,
she did that for herself.
Yeah, but I just felt like that she was a very asexual character. Like, I didn't feel as though she had any interest in boys or girls or anything like that. So when all of a sudden she's like, I want to sleep with someone, it's just like that just didn't feel like that was something that character had ever wanted to do. I just felt like she was, like not non-binary, but like just an asexual character. Like didn't have those sexual wants or needs or desires or anything like that.
But I do like her companionship with Gendry.
I love the friendship, absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. And if she did have to sleep with someone, I'm glad she slept with him. That
Yeah.
she liked him.
Yeah, she chose him.
Yeah.
Like when she was practicing with the spear, and she was like, out of curiosity. It was more curiosity than anything else. I didn't get to say anything about Bronn.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
You have something. Oh, sorry, you
Yeah.
have an alternative for him.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Back to my Bronn thing. Because they were setting up that Bronn wants his cut, finally. He wants his share of funds because it's been promised too many times and it's been broken too many times. I would have thought a nice side narrative, ever so briefly and strategically filmed and inserted scenes that climaxes with a bit of a prologue before the final battle or something like that. I don't know. It wouldn't really go well with your pitch, but what I was thinking was, by whatever means the writing will go, Bronn snatches his share of gold and attempts to flee. But what he's fleeing from is a battle, not a huge one, minimal numbers, and Tyrion's in the middle of that, and Grey Worm is one of those in the battle. And because Tyrion, whether he did in this scene or eventually does do, betrays Daenerys, Grey Worm goes to get a spear and use it on Tyrion. And I always thought it would have been a bit of closure for the character of Bronn. Instead of concluding him the way they did, he has a change of heart, does a Han Solo, runs back, and rather than defending Tyrion against the mountain when he said no, he defends him against Grey Worm. And I thought a fight between Grey Worm and Bronn would have been really epic to see.
Yeah.
And I thought whether Bronn dies in that act or Bronn actually kills Grey Worm, because I think Bronn is one of those few characters that is capable of fighting
Absolutely, yeah.
Grey Worm and coming out on top. I think he could take out the mountain, actually. I think Bronn could take out the mountain in a certain
He does
situation.
say, I could dance around him for a bit,
Yeah.
try and get him tired, but, one clean swing and I'm gone.
Yeah, but I think he stands a chance out of most. And I thought that would be a thing Bronn could do out of an act of friendship, even though he was purely there because of he was being paid to.
Yeah.
That's
I can fit that into my pitch.
Oh, would you?
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
good. I'll put that in there.
I just
somewhere.
think it would be nice. It'd be good to see, and like he gives a nod to Tyrion and like, go on, fuck off now.
That's the last one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just thought like it would bring two characters together that have never crossed paths, that you never would have thought that they would fight, and it gives Bronn something to do.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah, there's actually what you were about to say.
Lots of characters that didn't cross paths. So we're going to end on a positive note of not arguing. Well, hopefully not arguing. Hopefully
Oh no,
we'll
all
both
mine
agree.
are fight versus
Oh, they're verses.
Yeah.
As in people fight.
or conflict or debate.
Okay, I have characters that I just would have loved to see interact.
Was it,
For various reasons.
Maybe I should go first.
You go first then, yeah. And I'll tell you whether I agree or not.
Okay, so obviously I just said the Bronn versus Grey Worm.
Yeah.
Who do you think wins that fight, by the way?
Bronn.
Yeah, Grey Worm's good.
Grey Worm's a good commander, but I didn't think of him as a especially talented fighter.
Oh, I think he was always a great fighter. I think he could kill the Mountain as well.
Debatable.
I thought that Arya, this is what the fans wanted. Arya to kill Joffrey Baratheon. This is what the fans wanted.
Yeah.
I think they would rather see that over Cersei.
Yeah. Yeah, she really did vehemently. Like, she nearly started the list for Joffrey.
Yeah. I thought it would have been very interesting to see two leaders who were opposing forces to actually come together and debate their differences and to see if they actually could come together or just draw swords. Jur Mormont and Mance Rayder.
Yeah.
I thought the two commanders of their respective armies would have been, because they never meet. I thought that would have been interesting, and they both fucking hated each other. Mance Rayder was with him.
They were friends.
Yeah,
and now they were enemies.
I would have liked to have seen that. I would have. Now, this is as a consequence of the Jon Snow spin-off show not happening. If they were to do it, your B storyline in that is Dario Naharis.
I feel like that's the A storyline is Dario coming to get Jon, like looking for revenge.
Yeah,
Like, I wouldn't even call that the B story. I'd call that, like, if it's a two-hander.
yeah. Well, I would have liked to see the two of them cross paths, and I think Dario Naharis is someone who could have taken out the Mountain.
Yeah, Dario could have. Yeah, he was a fancy swordsman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but he's fancy in the same way that that Oberyn was. You know, Oberyn could have just defeated the Mountain. But
pre his sister and children death, he would have killed them.
if he hadn't have said anything about it and just killed him, the men would have died.
Yeah.
But it was the fact that he got distracted, and I feel like Dario would be playing up to the crowd or something like that. You know, if you know.
Oh yeah, but I think he'll take him out. But yeah, like if that pitch were ever to come through, I know the show was cancelled from development, but Jon Snow to confront a man who actually did love Daenerys and the conflict that Jon Snow had in killing Daenerys and he still loved her. I thought, in my opinion, that is improving upon something that is soured upon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That
Like-
there's actual consequences to the finale.
But I'm talking about from the perspective of the fans. The fans don't like how Game of Thrones season 8 ended. But if you build upon a good story from there, you can get something structured from up on that. And if you generate a good story between these two men who love the same woman and one killed the other, well, then the other's going to go after him. Rather than just leaving him at the pyramid at the end of season 6.
yeah.
Like,
I missed him in season 7 and 8.
yeah, he's Michael Huisman. He's a good actor. I thought even a limited season, one season of Snow, and well, anyway. But I think the two characters I would have loved to see in the same room together is Tywin Lannister and Stannis Baratheon.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have liked to see them two men debate. Similarly to Jor Mormont and Mance Rayder.
Yeah.
But Stannis Baratheon, Tywin Lannister. I don't like Stannis Baratheon. I don't like him at all.
I used to.
You used
Stannis the Manus until he burned his daughter at the stake.
Yeah, like how can you like a character like
I know.
that?
Yeah.
You can't.
Prick.
But
Made me
yeah.
turn on him.
So all my characters were pretty much verses.
Mine are more so like I'd love to see the interactions. They don't need to fight or anything like that. I just think that it'd be interesting to see like from where their history is, or like what their ideological beliefs are, or like how they conduct themselves. A lot of these are characters that could have never met, but I just think that the interactions would have been interesting to see. Some of them not even for any particular reason. I just think it would have been like interesting to see them interact.
Okay.
So, and like I said, some of them couldn't have ever happened, and one of those is Tywin and the High Sparrow. Now, those characters kind of didn't exist at the same time. The only reason that the High Sparrow was there is because Tywin was gone.
Yeah.
Now, you can see a world where maybe the High Sparrow had started to come up and started to gain influence.
Yeah.
But I think it would have been an interesting conversation of ideologies.
I think it would have been interesting just to see the two actors in the same room.
That's it, yeah.
But the character Tywin would just dismiss the High Sparrow as nothing but a piece of...
There's no way that there's no way the High Sparrow could have gotten away with the things that he did while Tywin was there.
Yeah, like the High Sparrow is just dirt on Tywin's boots, and he would have dealt with him impeccably. Like he would have dealt with him as an afternoon thought, and I would honestly feel like the High Sparrow would take insult to that. Like that he would be treated like nothing, because look how he stood up against the likes of Jaime Lannister. You know, he was brave enough to stand up against him.
I have Tywin and Ned Stark.
Yeah,
I think that the way that they view families is interesting. Like Ned very much thinks of his family as a whole, whereas Tywin is much more about the legacy of his family and the legacy of his house, and just their kind of ideologies as well, of like Ned being a man of honor, whereas I think Tywin would stab you in the back to get ahead, you know.
Did they ever?
Nope.
Did they ever talk about each other? I'm sure.
Tywin talks about Ned.
Does Ned ever even mention Tywin?
Don't believe so.
Right.
I have the Red Woman and the High Sparrow. I think that it would have just been interesting to have two people of two different religions come together to conversate. I don't even know what about.
Throw the many-faced god.
Yeah, Jack and Hagar, absolutely.
Yeah. Would have been interesting to see a three-way conversation between those
different fates. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I have Bronn and Dario Naharis. I think that the two of them would have been an interesting one. It's kind of one of those ones where you'd nearly like to see them fight and the fight be broken up. Like it's not a fight to the death or anything like that.
Yeah, you don't know who won. Like it's an interrupted fight. I still feel like Dario Naharis would win.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think after this whole conversation, Dario Naharis seems to be the better skilled, capable swordsman to come out on top of a fight.
But Bronn, you could see Bronn winning if he pulled a dirty trick or something like that.
He would play dirty, but Dario Naharis would. I don't think he's above playing dirty if it costs if the need for it called of him.
Yeah,
like he'll fight fancy until he'll have to fight dirty.
He'll fight fancy and show off a bit as well. Yeah, that's more his style. I have Joffrey and Ramsay.
Joffrey would just fucking snigger under a table while Ramsay would play hide and seek with his hounds.
See, I think when I envision it, it's a version that's after season 3, after the Red Wedding, after kind of the Boltons have given their allegiance to the Lannisters and to the Baratheons, and it's maybe Ramsay and his dad going to Joffrey's wedding or something like that, and they kind of both have to put on this facade of, oh, we're being polite to each other, but like we don't like each other. Do you know, that kind of way? Not that Joffrey would tend to do that, but Ramsay would have had to, you know, and the two of them just being the biggest bastards in the fucking world.
But then again, it feels like Game of Thrones 30 years, once they removed one piece of shit, another one took its place.
Yeah,
and
that was the case.
Yeah, and it was climbing the ladder of capable swordsmen. Joffrey, his sword was probably too heavy for him.
Yeah,
and I believe Ramsay Bolton he's a great skilled archer, but he didn't last a second with Jon Snow in a fight. No. Whereas Euron Greyjoy, I believe him to be well capable in a fight. Like
Euron Greyjoy definitely does take over from Ramsay once Ramsay is dispatched with, and the same Ramsay takes over from Joffrey.
Yeah, Euron Greyjoy is less of a piece of shit, but he's the only one there to take that fold, and one's different from the next. But I think Euron Greyjoy was the most pleasant to digest when he was on screen.
I have Theon and Robb, and when I say Theon and Robb, I mean it after Theon has gone through his torture at the hands of Ramsay.
But Robb died more or less before that was concluded.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've said some of these aren't possible. Like, if Theon is taken at the start of season 3, have Robb see him just before he died. Maybe he goes and sees Ramsay, presents him as like, this is what I've done for you.
Rather than Jon Snow being the elder brother of the Stark family to cross paths with Theon, knowing the betrayal he did to his family. Yeah, it would be Robb because they were friends. Remember, it was Theon who looked down on Snow, on Jon. Yeah, and treated him like, oh, he
was even lesser than the boy that was held captive. And I just like the idea of Robb maybe coming into that room, seeing Theon, like, you know, having been tortured, his dick chopped off, everything like that, and Robb even saying, like, you know, I don't care what he's done to you, or like, you deserve this, or something like that. Like,
I think it'd be the opposite. I think seeing it is different. Remember how Theon felt when he heard Robb Stark was dead. He hesitated, and
But he's the one. Yeah, I think it's from different perspective. It's Theon is the one that betrayed him.
Yeah.
Whereas Rob is the one that was betrayed.
Yeah.
You know, you in Rob's head, Theon killed his two brothers. He hadn't admitted yet.
Suppose so. Yeah.
So I just think that would have been something to see. But like I said, you know, some of these just they wouldn't have been possible. And
you can nearly do a what if scenario in Game of Thrones.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that a lot of franchises.
Let's just
either
pitch what
Star
if
Wars
to
or
every major blockbuster franchise.
What if you did this? I'll run quickly then through some of these. So I have Ned and Stannis, and then I've Ned and Jorah Mormont. I think that it just would have been interesting to see Jorah having returned in some way, and like Ned is the one that banished him.
Yeah,
or, you know,
like we see Jorah Mormont in his narrative with Daenerys Targaryen, and we see him as the all-wise, well-guided mentor. Whereas you put him in a room with Ned Stark, he's gonna be treated like scum, and he's gonna be thrown down the steps and kicked away.
the worst of the worst.
Yeah. Like, but whereas with Stannis Baratheon, maybe a time in his life he would have been well respected. But what a downgrade path to go through.
Yeah,
like
just constantly like
Stannis
think
Manus,
less and less of him.
Stannis the Manus, who's Stannis the fucking bastard, burn your daughter to a stake.
Yeah,
it's like, it's mad to think watching season 1 Ned Stark would be talking
in favor of
Stannis.
Yeah,
knowing who Stannis is.
Yeah,
like your protagonist is not supposed to do that. But this is Game of Thrones.
Yeah, and then finally I have Prince Oberyn and the Hound. I think that it would have just been kind of interesting because of how much Oberyn hated the Mountain.
Yeah,
to see him interact with the Hound, and like I think it's one of those interactions. You know what that interaction is.
Yeah,
it's the Hound telling him to fuck off.
Yeah, like that's literally a fuck off, and he drinks his drink and eats his chicken. Like that's it. He hardly even spoke about his brother to Arya.
Yeah,
in a moment where the world doesn't exist and it's just the two of them mending his wound. That's it.
Yeah,
I don't even know Prince Oberyn. He would hide his true emotions to really wanting to kill the Mountain, and just put on display of his charm, his charisma, his Doran nature and culture. But I feel like there was a moment in the dungeon with Tyrion where he allowed himself to become the brooding, revenge-stricken brother who lost his sister, and I think maybe that's the behaviour Oberyn would be to the Hound.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting in that Oberyn hates Tywin and the Mountain.
Yeah,
Tywin Lannister and the Mountain, and that extends for Tywin down to like the Lannister men.
Yeah,
and we get that in the brothel. Like, there's only one thing I hate more than a Lannister, and that's the Mountain. Like, he says that. So it would have been interesting to see, especially with the way he interacts with Tyrion. Like, he fights on Tyrion's behalf, even though he hates the Lannisters.
Yeah.
So it's like, how would he interact with the Mountain's brother?
Yeah.
And then kind of maybe coming to the realization is like, oh, there's only one person that hates the Mountain more than me, and it's the Hound. You know, I think it would have been an interesting interaction. But it's one that you can also imagine yourself.
I'm genuinely surprised with this pitch you've after delivered to me. I wasn't expecting this at all. Like, talk about creativity, man. Like, I wish you prepared me for this, because I really didn't expect you to have an alternative version for the final season of Game of Thrones. Which, by the way, some factors I'll take in for changes, but others I'll remain the same.
Yeah,
like,
that's fair. You're not going to please everyone.
No.
And don't forget, in pitching this, I'm coming at it from a very, very loose perspective of trying to keep a lot of narrative points the same, but also I think improving on other bits. And I'm also not a writer, so
yeah, and I'm not a writer either. But you're gonna have to get a few guys to pull me out of the corner from where I defend the final season.
Yeah,
for the most part. Improvements, yes. Changes, yes. Longer season, yes. Taking what you pitched, absolutely.
Right up until the end.
no. I like the end. I'm content with the ending. Like I said, but it's shit that The Night of Seven Kingdoms was delayed from the year it was supposed to be released.
Yeah.
Pure bullshit. So we're going over a year long without any Westeros content. Makes me think now that House of the Dragon Season 3 is going to be even delayed even more, because they're not going to release 2 Westeros shows in the same year, same calendar year. So, what is a Game of Thrones project you would like to see?
Oh, it's easily Robert's Rebellion.
I think you could definitely do a solid 10 episode limited season
Yeah.
of Robert's Rebellion.
I'd much rather just one season of it, consistent 10 episodes. I'd rather that than like Aegon's Conquest or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just I want to see the characters that we've seen, like Ned and Robert Baratheon and Jaime Lannister and Rhaegar Targaryen in their prime.
Yeah.
You know, young fighters.
Yeah, and see the characters we know from the season 1 show and overall, and see how characters who are in their older ages, like Jorah Mormont or Barrister Semley or Tywin Lannister,
Yeah.
see how they all fare in the Robert's Rebellion tale.
Yeah.
And see
Even like Lyanna Stark and
Yeah.
Cersei Lannister, even like a young Tyrion or something like
Yeah,
that. Like, not major players within this series at all.
but they're there.
But they're there.
And just to see how that story unfolded, I think, and you could get the actor to come back to play Ned Stark, the guy who's all
Yeah, I thought he was brilliant as Ned Stark.
He was
I
great,
do have to say.
wasn't he? Yeah, a Robert's Rebellion is a story we've come to know of because it's so recent in history. When season 1 starts, there's a lot you could do to satisfy fans, but also introduce new narratives where you may not know where to go. And if Andor is anything to prove, it doesn't matter that we know the fates of the characters. It's the journeys they go through and the transformations that lead them to become the characters we end up knowing them to be. And I would like a Robert's Rebellion. That's it.
Yeah, brilliant. Brian, thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Talking Pictures Podcast. We initially started this off as a bonus episode, maybe a full episode. We don't know yet.
Won't we?
It's pretty long now, so we'll see. But thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this either episode or bonus episode, make sure that you're subscribed to us on your favorite podcasting app of choice. If you haven't already, you can leave us a 5-star rating or leave us a little review. What's a Game of Thrones spin-off that you'd like to see? Let us know. We've new episodes every single Wednesday, as well as bonus episodes every other weekend. Brian, any final words before we let these people go?
Do you think we'll get in 2026 A Night of the Seven Kingdoms and House of the Dragon season 3?
Start
Start of the year and end of the year?
Only if they did that and it was like really early and really late, but I think it would probably be Night of the Seven Kingdoms in 26 and then House of the Dragon 27.
They both better be early.
Hopefully.